Welcome back to another episode of VC Reacts. I'm the VC, and what am I reacting to today, Rufus?
Dragon's Den, kids version.
The kids version of Dragon's Den, the British Shark Tank, basically. All right, let's go. It is kids version. Oh my God, those are like two really young girls. The dragons are amazed.
I'm Kate Ballantyne, and this is my sister Sky.
You know what a really interesting one is? Actually, co-founding teams that are family members. Now, when you're family members and you're co-founders, this can actually be like a really good recipe for success because we've seen really successful entrepreneurs come out of siblinghood because you're going to fight as much as you want, but you're always going to make up because you're family, right? But I will say one thing. When you're a couple, as in like not married, that's dangerous because that can lead to disaster. If you're a couple that's married, that's a little bit better, but still bad because you can still get divorced and then, you know, the whole company is tied up in a divorce, right? So bear that in mind. Siblings, good. Anything else, not so good.
Today, to ask for £25,000 in return.
Oh, I thought the girl on the bike was also their sister. I thought it was three girls, actually. It's like a little mannequin of a doll. Rufus, this is scary. It's like Chucky.
For 10% of our company, Crikey Bike Limited.
What a name, Crikey Bike Limited. All right, I love that she started with the numbers, the facts. I know Dragon's Den makes you do that. She's in there straight away saying how much money they're raising for how much equity.
Our company has two directors, my mum, Ali Ballantyne, and a family friend, Jeremy Wilson. Sky
Yeah, you've got to be over 18 to be a company director. Don't forget that.
and I both hold 50% of the shares. We started our company because we really believe that our harness can help teach children how to ride their bikes much quicker.
She's really good at communicating her pitch. Like, seriously.
When I heard that my holiday homework was to invent something for a school technology competition,
The younger one's the genius, the older one's the front. I like it.
I thought, wow, I'm really going to go for this. I was wondering what to
How much makeup are the dragons wearing?
do when I noticed a man teaching his son to ride a bike in the park. The man was struggling because he was bent over holding the back of the seat and the handlebars, and he was getting a bad back.
This is great because what she's doing is selling the problem. She's selling the problem to all of them, and I can see the guys in the room there. They're going, huh, I totally had that myself. You know, smart though. She's selling the product to them, actually. That's, again, think about when you sell your problem, sell your product, you're selling it to the audience as well. Never forget that. So this is obviously a consumer product, so it's easier to sell it to the audience. She's doing a great job of that. So far, really impressed with this pitch. This is definitely up there in like great pitches.
A harness with a handle on the back, which allows the adult to run with a straight back. If the child wobbles, they can feel the safety of the harness around them.
We have registered the Crikey Bike trademarks. We know that our product is unique because we have applied for a UK patent and we have asked for it to be accelerated.
We'd now like to invite on our directors to help us answer any questions you may have.
Rufus, stand up. Clap. Big clapping. Well done. All right, boom, we're back in the game. Crikey Bike Limited.
Good presentation that I'm actually going to not taking your age into account at all because I have to say your presentation was as good as anybody who can come in here and present them. In fact, better than many.
Thank you.
That was absolutely excellent. So how many have you sold so far?
Roughly 100, but we've...
Oh, I don't like that roughly number. You need to know your numbers. If you get asked questions about numbers, facts and figures of the business, if it's growth rates, if it's the finances of the business, you need to know your numbers. That's what investors need to see. They need to know that you know the business in and out. If you're not that person who looks after that stuff, then say it straight out. Oh yeah, sorry, Rufus, he's the one with the numbers. Rufus, tell us. And then that person follows up from you. It's okay not to know them if that's not your area, but immediately have the person and the answers available. Ultimately, though, the CEO, someone who's going to oversee everything, should really have a good grasp of the business. And I always will like probe with that. And, you know, that's just a way to sort of see if the person really understands what's going on in their business.
And verbal
And
orders
sector.
from some national stores.
Oh, that's interesting. Which national stores?
Go Outdoors and also Evans Cycles. Go Outdoors, they've said something, so they want to buy more than Evans. So at the moment, they're kind of like more our priority because they do want to buy quite a lot.
And do we know what, when you say quite a lot, have they given you an idea of how many
Roughly
they would buy?
600.
Roughly. We don't like rough numbers. We like exact numbers. Obviously, they're all forecasts anyway, but still, you know, be specific.
How much are they costing you to make?
About £4.
And how much
About £4 again. She's not catching what I'm saying about estimates.
selling them so to the end user online?
$19.99 plus delivery.
Okay, there's a nice bit of profit on that.
We like profit.
The one issue I do have is taking out a patent because it's quite expensive, and particularly with quite a small business, it can suck up quite a lot of money and quite a lot of effort and time. Can you explain the logic why you...
Founders always underestimate how much money they need to raise, because like if they're raising £25,000, like firstly that's like nothing, right? You can't even pay a salary really for that, right? You need to understand that you should always have a buffer as well. So you always need to raise more money than you think you need. So you should always be raising money with a runway for like 12 to 18 months, typically more than, like 18 months plus basically. So you want to raise in these runways because in about a year's time, if you've delivered on all those milestones you promised to these investors you've just raised from right now, you're going to need to raising more money. So because like the fundraising process, especially when you go down the VC game and the venture game, you're going to always be raising every sort of like literally 9 to 12 months. You're going to be in fundraising processes, and those fundraising processes take anything from 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer. In a dream case, around 3 to 4 months. But ultimately, you're going to need to raise more money than that, and I have concerns already.
Okay, but we want an international one, which we do want because then we can sell internationally without with obviously less people copying our product.
How much have you spent so far on the patent?
Patent and trademark, roughly 2,000.
That sounds incredibly cheap. So is it you actually have a patent?
Yes.
In the
it's
UK?
Pending.
Okay, it's patent pending. And all right. Which bit do you think is the bit that could be patented?
We've got the document with us, so we can show you.
As Deborah Meaden gives the patent paperwork the once over, Peter Jones wants to know who out of the four is actually running the business.
Who's running the business? That's a really good question. When you have two young entrepreneurs like this, I get they got their mom there who's the director on the company, because you have to be over 18 to be a director of a company, and their family friend. But I guess those people both have full-time jobs. So who's actually running the company? Because remember this now, investors are investing in people to run a business, right? They ultimately want you to succeed. They want you to create a business case, because, you can have a great idea, but you get no credit for a great idea. It's about execution. That's the difference between an idealist and an entrepreneur. Execution. All right, cool. Well done. You made the first step. You've executed. Now you've created something. You're developing a product. You've maybe quit your job to create these kind of things. What's the next step? You need to create a viable business out of this, right? You have to have a business case that's actually worth something, that's going to grow over time, whether it's organic or funded through VC and things like that. You need to find a business case. And who's going to run the business? That's a good question here.
Want to reach out and make a call?
Well, on our business cards, we've got Mum's number. She's a teacher, so she can only answer calls and look at emails during break times and lunch times. But normally clients get hold of us by emailing saying, when could I call you?
Right.
Poke the hole, poke the hole.
It is going to be tough to run that business from school. And as a business at £25,000, I think that it's going to be quite difficult for an investor such as me to get it back, because we need somebody to come into the business full-time and run it, and that's going to cost us at least £20,000 to £30,000. So it's going to eat into the profit opportunity. Yeah. I won't be investing and I'll say that I'm out, but I'll buy one just because I want to.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
In this example where someone's poking holes, and just remember, you're going to get more no's than you're ever going to get yeses. So this is part of the process. This is a tough one when you're really getting poked at, but take it in your stride, learn from it, gain a thick skin, because as an entrepreneur, you need to have a thick skin throughout the longevity to last, also for your own mental health.
Business isn't that easy. And when I think about why I've got where I am, it's as much about the things that I got wrong as the things that I got right.
It's as much about the things that I got wrong as what I got right. That is a beautiful comment from Deborah Meaden there.
And I honestly think that you're going to be very successful, but the learning is such an important part of that. And
let me say this to you as well. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to create a company, or if you just want to create a lifestyle business of any kind, every step you take towards that, whether you win or lose, is a lesson well and worth learning. Successful people aren't any different to anyone else. They just never gave up. Another thing to remember is you don't all have to be successful in your 20s or in your 30s. And we need to get ourselves out of this media brainwashed mindset where we're all going to be brilliant, successful entrepreneurs by 25. Now, the point that Deborah Meaden just made about these two entrepreneurs there is at 12 and 14, if they carry on in this journey, they might be successful with this company, they might not. What is success anyway? They're already successful. They've created a product, so they're 12 and 14 years old, right? It's depending on how you measure success. But if they stay on this entrepreneurial train, the lessons they've learned, they've just met all these amazing and famous investors, successful people, right? Entrepreneurs and everything. everything. That's an incredible lesson. They held their own when getting criticized with these people. They're going to use it as a step. Now, the one thing to remember is that the steps aren't always the same size, and they don't always happen in the same day, week, month, year. But as long as you're constantly moving towards positive steps, you get knocked down a bit, but you keep taking steps up and up and up. Perseverance is the key to success in entrepreneurship.
You're too good to make it too easy for you. I think I'd be doing you a disservice. I think you're going to do well, and you're going to learn from it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So good luck with it. I'm afraid I'm out.
All right, they're all out. What an amazing pitch by two incredible young entrepreneurs. I wish those two girls the best of luck. I guarantee you that if they stick with this and they keep building businesses and trying doing inventive things, they will succeed. Inevitably, maybe they have already with this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode. Let us know in the comments what you want me to review next. I've been Matt C. Smith. That's Rufus behind the camera. Give a wave, Rufus. Yeah. Why are you waving at me? You got to wave in front of the camera, Rufus.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. All right, thanks for watching this episode. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao.